All right, guys. Good evening, wherever you may find yourself. This is Ibn Asari. So, real quick, just wanted to show you a little bit about VBA coding using ChatGPT, a solution that I found and has been helping me with some tracking of cost. So, on your screen, as you can see, I have a simple project I'm running, but the difficulty was to keep track of the exchange rate. So if you have an exchange rate that is very temperamental, it's difficult to track the various costs for your project. So as you can see, this is sheet one, and I wanted to create a database of all the costs due to the exchange rate changes, right? So this is, for instance, Wednesday, February 1st, and I was just assuming that the exchange rate is at 20, and then the next day, February, or the next 2 days, say the exchange rate falls back to 14, and I still have to exchange rate. But I just wanted to keep track so that I know that there has been some differences in the cost in GBP because of the changes in the exchange rate. So that's what I wanted to do. Um, So I'm just going to illustrate. I've already run these ones right for these various dates. So let me run another one for say February 4th, right, with a different exchange rate and show you how the data gets stacked up in sheet two and then clears from sheet one, right? So it was very simple. So let me just copy over some of the data from here and then make some changes. So I'm just gonna um, just copy this data like I'm doing a fresh input, right, in sheet one. I'll just copy over. Um, I'm just gonna change the date to 23rd. See if it's the last date, right? 23rd February. Bear with me, my spreadsheet has been very slow this evening. So 23rd February, and say I run everything else to 5th March. So let's say within that week, the exchange rate moved over to say 25, right? Obviously, have to make changes here. So equal to, sorry, um, divided by the exchange rate. And then I just have to press F4 to lock it up and then run it down. So you see, there's been some changes. That's exactly what I wanted. So I want to move this data from sheet one, stack it up to sheet two, so that it comes beneath this. So it will start from this cell A28 and then copy it down, so that I can keep track of what is happening to my project. And then I clear this sheet, right? So I've already built the macro with the help of ChatGPT. So as you can see. Yeah. So that this is what I asked ChatGPT to do. So you say I just said create a VBA code that copies data from sheet one and paste it into sheet two and maintain the first two rows on sheet one. The data that is copied to sheet two is without the formulas. For every data that is entered in sheet one, add it to the next available row in sheet two. So he gave me a sample code. I wasn't so happy with it because it was giving me some problems, even though it worked to some extent. So I had to go back to it again and then make some few changes to it. It gave me an amended code, and then the final code is what I've been using. So as you can see, and then it even asks me to create a tab so that when I press it, it will just run. So I'm just going to illustrate how it works. I'm just going to press run, and I need to make changes to this date, right? So I'm just going to change it and say today plus 3 days is when the exchange rate changed to 25, right? So that is it. When I press run on the button here, it clears everything. It clears the data from sheet 1, leaving only the headers. And then when I go to sheet 2, you can see that it's included that data from 23rd to 5th March into the sheet 2, right? So kind of have a database of all the changes that is happening to my project and my cost. The next level is to add the totals, ask ChatGPT and then the macro to put in the totals directly for me so that I know I can just do a change analysis on the total cost. But for now, I am happy with it. So if you go to the developer tab, you can see, if you go to Visual Basic and you go to the model tab, you can see the code exactly as I copied from ChatGPT and then just pasted it here, right? So it's very easy. I've been struggling with VBA, but with the help of ChatGPT, I've been able to solve a lot of simple problems and just automate some of the tasks that I've been doing. So that is it. Let me know if this helps. I'll leave a link to the sheet of this particular workbook in the link below so you can use it and then see if it works for you. All right, thanks and see you on the next.